Hello, and welcome to another episode of America's Real Stimulus Package. I'm Ken Johnson, your host. And in the studio with me today is a friend of mine from the Fillmore,
Of
Ron
course.
Cole. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Appreciate it, Ken.
Yeah, so today, folks, we're going to be talking about Jonestown. And Ron had parents who were involved in that, and we want to find out what happened. So, Ron, you want to take it away?
I sure do. But first of all, I want to say we welcome all of you to come out that Monday at 7 p.m. in the Fillmore Mini Park. We ask for your support, prayers, endeavors, and efforts to make this remembered as the 41st year that we have not been recognized here in the city, Ken, and that's a fundamental issue that it seems like Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man
Mm-hmm.
and revisiting us here in regard to that issue.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is we're going to light candles, say prayer, develop a sense of more community, because Fillmore community has finally spoken up in regard to 912 people, most of which were African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like during this period until last year and now this year, this was not an issue. No one talked about it. No one was saying anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was that time for certain key influential people to revisit this. You have to remember this issue is still on the books as a capital murder unsolved.
Unsolved.
Unsolved. See, so those are some of the things that we're going to partake of and revisit, and we want to reach out to all the wounded warriors in this particular situation, because we have a lot of people still hurt,
Mm-hmm.
still enraged, misplaced hostility.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're formulating a wellness hub, if you will, centered around this, and be able to teach it in school and have it spread in regard to human rights violations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so far out there in relationship to this that if we go to the Geneva Convention, that will be great. But for a starting point, that we must enhance having this as remembrance for all of our healing.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that it's unsolved. Now, I mean, they've been movies and all kind of articles written that Jim Jones is the one that poisoned the people. Now, is there some?
By gunpoint.
Uh-huh.
And see, I'm glad you brought that issue up. This was done by gunpoint.
Mhm.
My grandparents were forced to drink this medicine. But it's interesting that in regard to that, we have forgotten about what about the children? See,
Yeah.
they call us, they be playing a dozen with me when they do it, because you're talking about my foolish, ignorant grandparents.
Mhm.
Well, what about all those children?
Yeah.
Nobody says a word in
Mhm.
regard to that particular issue.
Dang. Yeah, you got something there. I mean, man. I mean, that's. So, what steps are you taking besides this event on the 18th?
In terms of projecting a community engagement process,
Mhm.
we want to have this in the schools.
I'm gonna put up the flyer so those looking in can see. Go ahead. Can you want to do it?
We want it in the schools. We want it as a holistic form of art therapy, wellness participation, enrichment. Like me, for example, my art I used to teach and support people that were in wheelchairs that had strokes.
Oh, wow.
And people that just had strokes, but developing a hand to body to mind to hand coordination. It has been useful and helpful in the therapeutic community. It takes us out of that moment of the pain that we might be doing or our inability to do something. It pushes us and pushes us. And many people have returned. So we want to take on some of that. We're introducing martial arts again. And martial arts come out of Kemet. Yoga comes out of Kemet. All that. We want to reintegrate that into our spiritual development as human beings. And when I say human beings, I want to extend that to this is not just a black thing, this is humanitarian violations, unattended, unsolved, and not considered. And we need great consideration and participation.
Now you say you want to put it in the schools. Now how would that?
We have instructors, teachers. Yolanda Williams, for example, goes around all throughout the state and the city, engaging people in this discussion. And Angela Williams is, in my consideration, the mother of this whole idea and development. And we, the men, are the fathers who are the guardians, who are the elders. And we want to take charge of our destiny to a certain degree with the grace of the Most High.
Amen. So how far is this along? How far have you gotten along with putting it all together? And do you need help? And do you need help from people?
We need a lot of help.
From people that might be watching,
we
donations
need a lot of help.
What?
And now here's another aspect that should be considered.
Okay, now you're talking to me and to the public out there. So when you're talking,
I'm
you want to get your word,
directly to you now.
Okay.
Okay. Now check this out. We have to re-engage ourselves in this. We need the help of, and this is one critical piece to this. We need a legal team. You know, down in Tulsa, they just revisited the Black Wall Street bombing, and they are reinvestigating the situation. The Jonestown situation here in San Francisco has the same utterances of having legal support. We just don't want to be a people with a mission. So we're asking for legal help. We're asking for research teams. We're asking for healing specialists. We're asking for preachers, teachers, moralists, and humanitarians to come join us.
Now, is that the number that's on the flyer? Is that a good number for people to call if they want to find out more,
Yes,
how to get involved?
Yes.
And that number, for those looking on the screen, you can see it right there. It's 415-857-1136. If you want to help out any, and people should get involved, because this is really, just a horrible thing that happened. Now, on the 18th, tell us about the 18th. Now, what exactly is going to happen on the 18th?
Primarily, we want hand-to-hand community prayer. We're going to light some candles. We're going to have the Ethiopian pastor come and give a prayer, as well as have the Ethiopian church here in Fillmore engage with this humanitarian humanitarian endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've developed a camaraderie amongst our own.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gaining some support amongst our own. And when I say our own, I mean good humanitarian. Treat your brother as thou treatest thyself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Okay, and again, folks, that's this coming Monday, November the 18th, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's only an hour,
That's right.
so everybody can spend that time. It's really a worthwhile event. And tell us, are you going to have speakers or
We're going to have people from the community dialogue with us.
Okay.
And believe me, there has been a year-long discussion in that mini park with members of the community about the whole situation. Everybody has their tad bit of criticism of us old folks.
Mm-hmm.
But again, nobody has paid close attention to, don't you feel it? The pain of that baby shot in her head. Don't you feel that elder blind senior citizen as they drank that juice? We get detached from a situation of attachment.
I know it's well, I can't really. So now, those people that are watching, if you want to get involved, please do. This is something that everybody needs to get involved with, and try to, do the best you can and come out and support. People are really hurting, and this is an effort to bring some type of justice. Now, what you need attorneys and other people of what attorneys and what other type of help?
We need. Don't they have a human rights committee here in San Francisco?
Yeah.
We need their solid backing to take this to wherever it needs to go, to make it stay up and make it go and grow for many. See, this is an act of selflessness on my part. But this is an act of triumph and victory and fortitude and endurance, with the wisdom and blessings to make this happen. It's like a new, it is better than getting the defibrillator on my heart. I've been reinvigorated for the last couple of years,
That's
engaged
great.
in this, and re-educating myself about just what was going on in San Francisco in general, because I love history.
Yeah. Well, I come to think of it, nothing did come out of. There was no charges. There was nothing happened. It was something, a tragedy happened, and that was it. It was over.
And
there was no
we had a congressman murdered and a supervisor, Jackie Spears, shot.
Yeah.
And we forgotten.
Yeah. So nothing. There was no investigations and nothing about. That might have been part of something bigger, or
see, that's bigger than me to try to assess. But I know this, that we've been forgotten again.
So something needs to be done.
Something has to happen.
Something really needs to be done. Now, you spoke a little about your art. Now, what your art? Now, maybe we should have brought some of your art. You should have brought some of your art in so we could.
Oh no, I'm on the. Last year I did all the paintings for the show the first time, but this year I am a direct participant verbally. I guess this is my time for poetry, preaching, painting, and expressing that unto the public. I can no longer sit idle and say nothing about this.
It's been on your heart for a long time.
Long. Unresolved. And now the art is the process by which I put my soul at ease.
Mm-hmm.
That I won't paint something in rage, that I will go through the balance of harmony and peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't sleep well at night in regard to all of it.
Holy cow. So
we're talking about over 41 years.
Oh man, you've been
And I thought I was the only one. And that's the beauty of this thing happening as it did. It's a phenomenon to me that there were more around me that were wounded, and there are many around me that became survivors.
Mm-hmm.
Be it direct family members or close loved ones, friends, and extended family. And I've had a discussion with over 200 people and didn't know it.
Mm.
You mean I'm walking around here with you and you too?
Mm. Mm.
So we've opened up a can of worms and they're all out. But what's interesting to me, that's why I want to keep it in a spiritual context, is a minister from a particular church, I'm not going to say denomination, sat in a board meeting with us formulating this whole concept. And he said, you need to be careful about the issues that you're opening up. And immediately I said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Yeah,
and
amen.
That is my simple floor mat for this whole occasion.
Why would he say something? What
I don't know, but I know that I am not up for no devious, wicked foolishness around me.
Right.
I have a Most High.
Mm-hmm.
So I shook that off and began painting.
Yeah.
I created 32 pieces around this Jonestown incident last year. That's where I went.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. Look at the
Yeah,
danger we walk around daily.
I know, and see, that could have, not expressing it in art. I mean, you got it out. You had to get something out instead
why
of.
I had to get that out?
Yeah.
See, I know today because I'm wise. Immediately after that tragic incident, my whole anger, rage, temperature went from 0 to 100, and I'm carrying around rage of 100. It was so sick. Now, I'm going to be truthful and candid.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed to God that he would allow me to go into hell and assassinate not only the devil but Jim Jones directly. I prayed that his tombstone be removed from that Oakland memorial in dedication to Jonestown massacre. Here's the killer of all my kinfolk and others in a tomb with us. Do you know? That's synonymous for me. His tombstone is there with the rest of everybody.
Oh man.
No, but you know what? For me, metaphorically, and as a way of looking at it, that's like taking a statue of Hitler and taking it up in front of Temple Emmanuel on Arguello.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would allow something like that to be in their front yard? All the murderous acts that occurred in regard to that, and we brush it off like just another day in the hood. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had no idea that what you're saying, that tombstone is there with the with the people that were murdered.
There. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well,
I I don't understand it.
Can
But
can
go
we
ahead.
do something about it? I mean, can something be done? Can
But
it?
that's why I'm coming forth and talking it out with you. I need community consensus and methodology to make this more momentous,
Mm.
more impactful. I'm not going down here talking to my folks about a celebration. I'm going talking about the realization of the things that we have stuffed.
Now let me ask you this. Now, did somebody tell you that his tombstone was there, or have you seen it?
I was told in a community meeting, I went and read the article on how Jim Jones Jr. had problems getting it there at first, but you know, money talks and BS walks.
Oh man.
So it's there,
Mm.
and he raised 45,000 for the tomb headstone
Mm.
of his father. So I not only heard it, but I went and researched it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody should research this because there's some hocus pocus still occurring.
Holy cow. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get back, folks. Stay tuned because we're going to be bringing you more about this. It's not going to be the last of this, because we're going to really look into this and try to do something about it. Let's talk about the event happening for those who just tuning in. Now, would you explain again what's going to be happening on the
We're going
18th?
to have
Look right into that camera.
We're going to have a candlelight vigil Monday, November 18th at 7 p.m. and 8 o'clock at the mini park, the Fillmore Mini Park between Golden Gate and Fillmore. We're going to burn candles, we're going to pray together, we're going to encourage each other, we're going to comfort each other, we're going to shed tears if necessary, and if you need to shout, please come down and let it out. And let out the good pouring of your humanitarianism spread among us.
And if you want to donate or provide assistance, come down and maybe bring something, or really just be a part. Just come down and be a part, of this healing. Come on down. It looks like there's going to be an open mic for those who want to speak out. And the number is listed on the screen there if you want to call and get more information. So our time is running short. So you want to say any last words? Look right into the camera.
I am going to say that in this life, from the cradle to the grave, you're going to be an active human being or a spectator. And spectator ain't nothing but conversation. But the harvest is plenteous, the laborers are few, and please come get busy so we can all make it through the situation.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. Our times are ran out. And maybe sometime in the future you could bring some of those pictures in. We could talk about your artwork,
Yeah.
and bring people up to date on what's happening with the Jonestown.
That sounds like something nice.
Okay.
You know,
Thank you
thanks
so much.
for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it.
Okay.